Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and at whatever day and time that you're looking at this. Welcome once again to Body Mastery with Stan. And Stan, thank you for joining me again today. I am so excited about having you here because we want to learn more about how to have a paradigm or a perspective of body mastery and not, as we were saying just before we started here, not body bandaging.
Yeah.
So if you could tell us a little bit more about what are we going to dabble in a bit today.
Well, we were talking a little bit about an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. Because
Mm,
when we're in that cure state, we're constantly in that uh, sympathetic nervous system where we're fighting, we're reaching for straws, trying to help ourselves. And one of the things that we talked about earlier was how many people rely on the thing called insurance to be the
mm,
cure all, but it's not a cure all. It's just there for an emergency. And what can I do before I need that insurance is going to give me a healthier, um, more vibrant, vital life than waiting for, okay, I've got the policy. Now I can use it. But what are the distractions that are creating that? And
mm,
what can we do as a preventative just to keep that as an emergency basis? Too
mm,
many people rely on that. They rely on that, and they say, I don't have to take care of myself. And they maybe not be using that language, but
mm,
essentially their habits are telling you what they're creating rather than what they say they want to create. So I
mm.
know that brings it back to a personal responsibility, the ability to make a response personally. And that is the key. And what I would really want to encourage people is if you start to notice that the grass is growing,
Mhm.
you don't wait till the end of summer and go, maybe we ought to get the lawnmower out. It's only 3 feet tall. No, we don't do that. And we typically don't wait until Friday to eat when we're hungry on Monday. So what we do is we get in tune with our body, and it says, hey, listen, you're fidgeting on your chair a whole lot more than you used to. You're
Mm,
trying to get comfortable. Your body is talking to you.
yeah.
And rather than wait till you have to go to the doctor and he says, well, you've got compressed disc. Well, how did that happen? How often do you sit? Well, I'm sitting 8 hours a day. And how
Mm,
much are you moving? I'm too tired to move at the end of the day.
mm,
And then, we get those calls. Now, I'll take people all day long with back pain because that's what I do. I help them get out of that. So how can I teach them? How can I train them? And this is what, you do as well.
mhm.
It's prevention. It's not in a reactive mode. It's like, what is the future that I want to create look like? And where do I want to be tomorrow or Wednesday or Friday? And how can I take one of those measures today
Mm.
to assure that?
It really boils down to, as you were saying, the idea of being proactive and building as opposed to being reactive, where you're constantly looking for a patch to
Yeah.
patch over whatever damage that has occurred. So, if I think about, as you were saying, the issue of back pain, when someone comes to you with back pain, yes, the first part of what you want to do is to get that person out of pain.
Right.
And then the other part, I believe, of what I love about what you do is that you say, okay, now how can we keep you out of pain? How can we prevent you continuing to allow the body to deteriorate, which would lead to more pain in the future? So, could you tell us a little bit about what are 5 things that you think we should focus on building as part of our prevention approach with regards to our body mastery?
Well, simple things that you can do, and this doesn't take any extra time. So I call it net time, no extra time. you know, just getting up and moving. Let's say you're sitting for 30 minutes, get up and move for 5 minutes. That's one simple thing that you can do. Now, you don't have to go for a long walk. Just walk out to your mailbox, check it. Even if, and now if you've got a mailbox that's at your house, go check the neighbor's mailbox. Now that's illegal. But go and just walk to the stop sign or walk to the edge of the driveway or walk to the neighbor's edge of the driveway. It's a simple thing you can do in 5 minutes. Doesn't take any extra time, really. The other thing is every hour, go outside, walk outside, change your focus. You know, when we've come to this virtual world, and I really have to be cognizant of this myself because I'm on calls a lot. And so this blue light that's coming in, it's messing with my brain. It really is. And the largest organ that's exposed muscle wise is my eyeballs. And what this computer's doing, it is telling my brain and it is changing my circadian rhythm. And so if I'm on here a lot, I need to look away. I need to look. So if you're on 20 minutes, look in the distance, 20 to 40 feet away, and just focus on that for 20 seconds. So if you're on a call, just look away. You're looking outside, 20, 40 feet away. You can change what's happening in your body. And now you're activating that muscle in your eyes. Otherwise, it really messes with our vision. Wow. You know, I talk about hydration constantly. I can't tell you how important hydration is, especially since we're in a virtual world. And there has been more that's expected of us that we've gone to a virtual world, because you don't separate your work environment from your home environment. Now there's a fuzzy line that's come in between. Now, if you don't have a separate area, and let's say you have an emotional experience on a call, and you end your day with that emotional experience, whether it's an email or whether it's a meeting that did not go right. Now, every time you walk into that room, that emotion gets triggered. So separating yourself, you know, putting division between work and life balance. You know, the other thing is definitely sleep. Sleep is so critical. It's so overlooked. And I know we've talked about this before. And then nutrition. And this is something that, you know, working with you, it really comes out, because you really give an unadulterated look at what is it that we're putting into our body for fuel. Now, nobody that I know would take and put sudsy water into their gas tank of their vehicle, because it wouldn't run right. But if we do the same thing with the foods that we're bringing into our body, and we ask the question, why is it not running right? Well, right there's your ounce of prevention to prevent a pound of cure, because it takes a minute or more to reverse the damage that's done. And, you know, having somebody like you, Michelle, having you as a coach, having you going, okay, what is it that you're doing? And let's look at that. And there's no judgment in what we're doing. You and I both, you know, our focus is on our clients. And I know just from speaking with you personally, and also hearing from people that you've worked with, and they say, you know, the first thing that Dr. Michelle asked me was, what are you putting in your mouth? And it's not a judgment. It's so that you have a log so that you can actually see, you know what, I thought I drank 8 glasses of water today, but you know, when I logged it, this same full glass was full at the end of the day. And I don't have where I got up and refilled it. What happened? And this is the beauty of working with someone like you on the integrating health into your practice, and having that mentor that says, hey, look, I've been through this rope before. You know, this isn't my first rodeo. And, you know, you don't go in to lasso whatever it is you're going to lasso without a rope. You just don't do that. It doesn't work. So
Yeah.
reeling it in is those are just the simple things that people can do, and it doesn't cost anything.
So I love that you make it so simple and you're really bringing it home in terms of little things that we can do to prevent what people think is the eventual outcome. So we have this mentality of, well, this is where you're going to end up. So, hey, here's your health insurance, quote unquote. It's just like life insurance, the same misnomer. Nobody thinks life insurance has anything to do with life, do we?
Right.
We understand that life insurance actually has to do with when you're dead. And the same thing with health insurance. It has nothing to do, really and truly, with keeping you healthy. And so when we look at this body mastery, look at those 5 things that Stan told us about. Number 1, if you realize that you are in front of a blue screen, recognize that it is playing tricks on your brain. So take time to look away for a couple of seconds, look off into the distance, and give your body that break from the constant exposure to the blue screen. Second thing, look at the fact that we're sitting so much. You know, Recognize if you're in a meeting in particular, get up, go down to the mailbox, walk around the block, walk around your house, walk around your apartment building, whatever it is, give yourself that little break. Look also at your water consumption. How much water are you actually drinking? Look at your food consumption. Are you putting quality food into your body? So these wonderful, wonderful, quick, inexpensive, in fact, I say no expense. I can't see any
Right.
expense as it pertains to anything that we just talked about that you
Right.
can do to create body mastery as opposed to getting into the point where you're reacting and you have to focus on body repair. So thank you so very much, Stan, for reminding us of the little things that we can do to create body mastery in our lives from day to day, moment to moment. Anything else, Stan, before we wrap up for today?
No, it doesn't have to be complicated. That's the
Mhm.
beauty of this. We keep it
Exactly.
simple.
Exactly. So until next time, my wonderful ladies and gents, peace and blessings.